Well, good morning to all. I am back. I have been missing in action for quite a while. I'd like to thank everybody, first of all, for who everybody has stuck by me. And it's going to take me a little bit to get my sit and vlog and groove back down. I didn't have anything set up this morning. I was not on the game because I knew what I was going to do today. If I have sunshine today, so help me, I am doing this. I'm going to have morning coffee with you. We had sunshine and I thought I had all my batteries. Maybe they drain after they sit a while. I don't know. So I had to go back to my old camera, my old batteries, and I have one battery that was full. I got another one charging because Lord knows how long I'm going to be sitting here talking with you guys. So, hello everybody. I hope you have a whole bunch of coffee. I have a full cup. Excuse me. It's my fourth one this morning. It's late morning. But I thought, I gotta get rolling with this. So I got one charge and I got one in the battery. I got a full SD card. I'm ready to have coffee. Thank you for everybody who has stuck by my waiting and my absence over this last little over half of a year that it's been going on. I'll kind of get you up to speed. I'm like, what the heck, where did she go? Because it was just like, bam, I was done. No notice, no anything. I was just off the face of the planet. So anyway, any one of you who have been, and I'm going to really be all over the place, and I'm really sorry, not very fluid. I gotta get back in the groove again. And boy, oh boy, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm not crying. I got some makeup in my eye. Of course I would do that today, right before morning coffee, and it's going to seep during the whole video, and that's just the way it is. If I wait for it to stop, we won't have morning coffee today. So anyway, I'm not crying. So anyway, I'm going to catch you up to speed on everything, and thank you for like the third time maybe I've said this already, for everybody who has hung with my absence and who has still kind of been like waiting and had, you know, words of concern and where are you and hope everything's okay. And I mean, I had posted a couple little things and replied to a couple of you, but not a lot, and I'm very sorry. But when I get you up to speed, you're gonna be like, oh, I have had a ultra unbelievably full humdinger of a life the last 6+ months. So the basis of all of it was it's kind of family business orientated, and I have touched on this a little bit over a year ago with some things that had happened, and we were kind of in limbo with the family business and what was going to go on with all of it and us and our lives and our futures and all of that. So May of last year, May of 2018, my husband took over ownership of the family business. He's managed it for decades, but he finally took over full ownership of it. And so that happened, I think the first Friday of May or somewhere's abouts in there. It was right after May Day. So as soon as that happened, there had been lots of things that had been nothing had been happening. We weren't going anywhere. We weren't doing anything. We were just in this limbo state. It was just driving me crazy. We didn't even know if he was going to take over ownership or what was even going to go on. I mean, it was all up in the air, all the way around with so many things. So my son stepped back into the business last April, or maybe end of March, and started helping out my husband again with the business, and my husband took over ownership in May. So as soon as my husband took over ownership and the papers were signed, we went crazy. There's lots of stuff just hasn't been done or maintained or kept up or changed for years and years and years down there, decades perhaps. So it was time to do remodeling, deep cleaning, reorganizing, refurbishing of the business. And this includes a great big huge back event room, which used to be a volleyball court, which used to be a jam room. They have a full bar and a stage back there and a wonderful lighting system and sound system and everything. But it had been left and not used for five or more years, except for a rare thing that might have gone on back there, but sparse. Well, it's very sparse. So that had to be cleaned, deep cleaned, and some things need to be refurbished back there, and we're still kind of even working on that right now. And then the front of the bar had to be updated and remodeled, and not like a major, but just really refreshed and stuff. And kind of the motif, I would say, kind of was 80s nightclub feeling in there. So we had some major remodeling and freshening up to do. So we did that, and there was like systems and things that needed to be done. I mean, it was just like, and we have motel rooms, not hotel, motel rooms upstairs. So those all needed to be gutted and redone. So as of May 1st, and remember, I'm still working full-time and on call, and we did this. So, and amongst all this, and then I had my camper rally in there and a whole bunch of other stuff. Oh, Lord. So I go to work, and the business is on the way home. So every day, every night, every weekend, I would go to work, stop there on my days off, on the weekends. It was like 24/7, 7 days a week, all, not 24/7, I came home and ate and slept and stuff. But that's what we had done and gone gung-ho, and this really, and then I had the camp rally and in the mix of that, and we had some other business things that were in the mix of that, and trying to, oh Lord, get that and get it up and going enough for the event that was scheduled, and it was crazy. It was crazy. And if you remember, I don't know if I talked, I always wanted to go to 4 days a week, and once this all happened, and it was really important that for our family business that I do work 4 days a week, because I am devoting more time to that also down there. And the hospital job that I had was like, you know, it was like every fifth weekend, and it was call, and it was like, you've heard me talk about it. And between that and working full time, and I was hoping that last fall I was going to go to part-time at that job, and not part-time, well, it's still considered full-time, but 4 days a week plus the call and all that other stuff and shift rotations. And there was kind of a bump in that road that happened that I wasn't happy with, because it was supposed to happen, and then there's a big bump, and that bump was a motivator to me. Thought, where do I need to be in my life at this time to be the best person I can be for myself, for our business, for our family? And that wasn't working call weekends, shift rotations, and then, like I said, this bump was the catalyst to look for another job. And I had been there 2 years at Lake City, and I loved it. I loved everybody I worked with. I loved the job. I'd been there where I had that comfort level and everything, but it was just like that little motivator, that little push that I had, and just think, you know, what do I need to be for myself in my life? So I got online. A recruiter had sent me a message about the same time as the system that I was going to apply for, and it just kind of like, it was unbelievable. Within a 24-hour period that I looked, and this recruiter was on LinkedIn and had messaged me at the same time. All this, it was like all lined up, even though I had gone back to my other position, and they said, well, you know, it looks like maybe we can give you this 4 days. And I thought, you know, I just can't do it anymore. I can't do the call and the shift rotations, and that was going to become, we knew that one of our night staffers was going to be leaving in the spring, so then we were all told that we would all rotate through that night position, and I had done 1 week of it when the staff member was on vacation. I thought, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I don't have it in me. It's just too hard to do with everything with the business that I have to do now. It's a pretty big business, you know. It keeps all of us busy just with the business aspects. So I thought, okay, it all happened for a reason. So I gave notice to my job. I started a new job the beginning of November. I took a couple weeks off in there and whatnot and stuff. So I have a new job position, and it's a clinic position, and you have to be like, I think I work every 10th full weekend, but it's an 8-hour shift on Saturday. It's an 8-hour shift on Sunday, and it's only walk-in clinic stuff, so it's not like, you're not going to get like emergencies and blood transfusions and motor vehicle accidents. You know what I mean? It's not that high stress level, or you might be working 24 hours. You might not get, which just knocked me out for 2 days afterwards. So it all happened for a reason. Even though I really loved my other job and everybody I worked with, it was time. So I'm at my new position. I'm going to pedal back and forth. So I'm just going to get you caught up on me and my job. So I've been at my new position now for, stop waving that Kleenex around, sorry, since the beginning of November. So I'm going on 2.5 months, and I'm kind of past, I'm comfortable there, and I kind of float between positions, and I have a secured 4 days a week with my every 10th weekend that I work, which is only 2 8-hour shifts, you know, and you get done at 4:30, and then you have like some days that you have to sign up that it's called backup call, but it's not call, it's if that weekend person can't come in, you have to go in and fill in for them. So you got to do a certain amount of those a year, which whatever. So you're on the clock waiting for a 4-hour period Saturday, Sunday morning. Then after that, you're free to do whatever. You know, you can't, I couldn't like go up north or something, but I got enough around here with the business and stuff that's nothing. That's not working call. And then you have to go and work a Saturday morning 4-hour shift once in a while to help out. Still not call. Like I said, every 5th weekend call, and then the more staff is leaving, and like I know a couple staff members that were leaving, excuse me, then you get to, who wants to volunteer to work more? And like, oh, I just didn't have it. So that is, I have you caught up now on my work life because of everything that was going on and the hours and this big change in our personal lives. It was time for me to change. And like I said, I had done 2 years there, and it was a great learning experience, as I said, and I did enjoy working there. But it was time to do something and get back into a clinic type aspect where my roots are at. And so I kind of work primary out of one office and kind of float to others, which I really like. So you just kind of, you go in and you work for that day, and I kind of like that. So, and you don't have the angst of a lot of responsibilities that my last 2 jobs have had come down to, that, you know, you have a lot of responsibility and stuff, and not that you don't at any job, but it's not the same when you're not a lead or you're not a senior tech or something. I like it. I like going in and working my butt off for my job during the day, and then going home and not have the stress of all of the other stuff when you are a leader or senior tech that you have. So I like it. I just go in and work. Love it. So, and I plan on staying with this system that I'm in now until I retire, which is far, far away. But I'm back to my clinic roots, and I like it. And the insurance was good. The pay was comparable to what I was making. I mean, there was nothing bad, and I'm 4 days a week, which I just love. So anyway, that is my work life. I'll get you caught up on that. So with us taking over the business, I'm going to be back and forth all over the place. We had all of this stuff that we need to have gotten done, and we did. It was just like, oh, it was Lord. I don't even know how I had the energy, honestly. My house just went down the tubes, I tell you, big time. I was bad, and I was not eco-friendly, and I got paper plates, and we had a lot of takeout and Chinese and pizza from the from our establishment, and sorry about that, bang that camera, and whatnot. So anywho, that really encapsulated my whole life from the beginning of May, and then we had a huge party, and it was large party in November, and we had a phenomenal turnout. We had a phenomenal turnout for that. We had some other stuff, and the business has really been picking up, and we've been really busy, and it's just like nothing but good. We've had a lot of let's keep this light here. It was very stressful with the transition, with everybody who was involved with the transition and people that were passing the torch. It was a very, very, very angst-ridden, stressful time. You always hope that it's going to be smoother and excuse me, I'm trying to keep it light here and be nice. What you envision in your head that you would like to happen, but you know will not happen, is how it went. It wasn't an easy transition, and it was very stressful on all of us. And we were just hoping that it would have been a more, or a little bit, supportive transition, and it wasn't. And that's all I will say on that, out of respect for everybody. I think you kind of get the gist of what I mean by that. So it was stressful with the transition and that. So I had nothing left between the stress of my job and the transition and the no support that we were getting, and kind of kickback also that we were getting during that time. It was bad, man. I have to rank last spring, summer, early fall as some of them, one of the top 5 stressful times of my entire life. And that even has to do with family deaths, horrendous motor vehicle accidents and what. So that's how stressful it was. But I got through it. I didn't have any type of a breakdown. We all came out okay. So by, I would say, late fall, we were, you know, that was done. The transitional whatever had gotten better. It wasn't so stressful. It wasn't so verbal anymore. Anywho, and we got through it. Everybody got through it, and we got done what we needed to get done, and our patrons were fantastic and supportive, and they were all gems. You know, we have regular customers that have been coming there for decades, and new people, and also supportive and happy with everything that we did and all the things that we had improved. And I mean, even things from like brand new water filtration systems to, I mean, it was just like very extensive. And we still have, we're doing another phase right now. And you have to realize this building has been there. The original building was there since 1933, and that's, you know, the base of that is kind of still underneath all of it, but it's been added onto it, and it's grown and grown and grown over the years and stuff. So lots of things need to be done, and there's only a certain amount of stuff that you can do with the structure and what we have. So we have our back event room done. We're not going to do anything more back there except updating some sound system things and TV and stuff, and we're going to make that an event room, and that's what we have. We already have our first wedding booked, which I'm really happy about, and we've already had a couple birthday parties back there, and of course a big, huge, big party, customer appreciation that we had in November, and that went great. So that's all ready to roll for us. And the front for what we're going to do there is completed in the whole front section, because you can only do so much with it, like I'm saying. And the next phase that we're going to do is now we need to gut our kitchen and remodel our kitchen. It's been known as a pizzeria, and you know, we make handmade pizzas there, and you know, some of your basic bar food stuff, but the kitchen needs to be redone. So that's our next phase, and kind of that will be like our completion of what we're going to do with it, and some other things that are going to be outside, like a seating area and whatnot. And then we have a little campground across the way that it's good for, like, I think 3 or 4 campers, and that's a family and friends that all kind of hang out over there and do some stuff over there for them, just to make it nicer for them. So we had gotten through all of this, and the next phase is the kitchen will be easy. And you're like, okay, you know, it's just like new cupboards, new countertop, a couple other things. It's not like, you know, you're thinking a home remodel kitchen thing. That's not it at all. So with all of that and everything going on, I just thought, okay, something's going to give, and what has to give. And it's a passion of mine and my hobby, which is you guys and YouTube and all that type of stuff. And I, you know, I still wanted, I didn't want to sacrifice family time and some other events for my YouTube channel. And I thought, when I get to the point, I can share some of that stuff with you, like my camper rally. I finally got stuff posted up for my camper rally, and then I think I may have put 1 or 2 Viva Las Vegas videos up recently too, which I know is from last year, and I'm pedaling back, but better late than never, right? So that, and then we went to Mississippi Mayhem, and I'm looking for the SD card for that, which was a great time. We got to go down there, and oh my Lord, I just loved it. And it's that old car show, rockabilly, featured vintage camper thing, which I just love, and we got to go. We missed that. We missed it last year. Was it last year? I think it was last year, and it was, oh Lord, I can't even remember anymore. We went in 2018. I think it was the year before that. We didn't get to go because of a family situation. And it was the most beautiful weather, and a bunch of people that come to our vintage camper rally were there. It was just great. It was great. And the theme was Under the Sea or something like that. Did you ever watch the movie Back to the Future? And his mother's prom in the movie was like under the sea or something. Well, that's what they had for their I gotta find the videos or the pictures and stuff. That's what they had for the prom, and they had prom, and I had never gone to prom because my husband never did either, because all my boyfriends were out of high school when I was in high school, so none of them wanted it. You know, how cool is that for a 16 or 17-year-old gal to take her 20-something boyfriend to prom? Yeah, so I didn't go. I had a couple different boyfriends in high school. No, I'm like, I didn't even say I want to go to prom, because I'm like, oh, I was 20-some years old. I don't want to go to prom. different times us high school girls dated the early 20-year-old fellas. And I mean, you don't do that now and stuff, but that was the norm then. So anyway, we had our prom. The only prom that me and my husband have ever got to go to either. And it was lovely, and it was all under the sea themed. And then it was kind of cool that night. And then it was kind of like done, so I said, okay, you know, let's head back. Well, we missed it. After we had left, maybe by 10 minutes, they had gotten a DeLorean, just like Back to the Future, and they had the garage door open because it was like a pole shed building. And they drove the DeLorean in and had the smoke, and then the lead singer of the band that I had played, which was awesome. Was it Lance Lipinski? Was that his name? Or Jake? And there's another one, Jake something. Anyway, awesome. So we missed that, but somebody videotaped it, so we did get to see it. I'm like, dang it. Let's just we're leaving 10 minutes early, right? So that was a fantastic time. And so, okay, let me pull the files from my head. That got you up to date with our family business and situation and that transition and making it through, smelling good on the other side, right? That's what you always try to do in life. And then my job transition, and then my son, I don't know if I had mentioned to you last spring, but he was down in Texas for a job, and nothing against Texas, but he doesn't like the heat, and he loves snow and snowboarding and stuff, you know, but that's where, when he got a water biology degree, or that's where you go. So he, the branch down there was closing up, but there's an opportunity for a position in Duluth. I know. So he moved back home. Oh my God. It just made, you know, you want your kids to do whatever they want and move ever, but I'm sorry. As a mother, it's nice to have him only, you know, 3 hours north of me, and we can run up and see him, and he can come home. And so I appreciate that. I know, like I said, the people whose children move way across the country, I'm like, I don't know if I could take that man. That's just me. Like I said, I'll do what you want with your life, but just that little angst heart thing of your mother, you want your kids so you can see them more than once a year or something, right? And, you know, God willing, grandbabies someday maybe, or whatever. So he's back up in Duluth, and we've already gone up and seen him once. Oh my God, I've never been up by Superior, Duluth my whole life. We had been to Bayfield once, which is really cute, you know, up by the Apostle Islands. That's in northern Wisconsin. And then there you have Duluth, Minnesota, which are, you know, Minnesota, Wisconsin, right across the channel or canal or whatever from each other. So we'll be up there again, because we went late fall, and it was beautiful. We will be up there again. So thanks, honey, for moving back home up there. So he is at home and settled in. Everything up north at our lake camper is all good. And I did get up there, and I got to do my, I said at a point, I said, we need to get away at least a little bit, even if my husband for a day. I said, I need to go to the lake, because I am so enveloped in everything right now. I need to, just for mind health, go away and do that. So I had to get up there probably 10 times over the whole spring, summer, fall, which I was having. Got to see family and got to relax and kind of decompress and just kind of step back and stuff. And then, like I said, once November hit, and then we got through our big party, and then we had some other small gathering parties. Well, not small, they were pretty good size, but so they were busy, very busy in November with parties at our business, and then Thanksgiving, and then December came. And my training, even it's always painful when you go start a new job anyway, just because you got to learn the computer systems and their way of doing things. I always said, I always give the analogy, it always reminds me of like when you go to somebody else's house for a holiday, and you wash their dishes, and they say, oh, go ahead, put them away. And you don't know what drawer, what cupboard, where to put it, where it goes. That's what starting a new job is for me. That's the way I feel. I'm like, ugh. I'm not a super computerist person in the world. But it wasn't as stressful and hard as when I had started my hospital job 2 years before that, because that was like blood banking and large analyzers and just like whew, a whole bunch of stuff that never encompassed anything that I had ever done in my career. Whereas the clinic, where the same analyzers have all worked on, the system was pretty basically what I had before, just different pathways to everything, which you have to kind of erase what you had in your brain or restart it. So it was a lot easier transition. Now after 2 months of being there, I feel I have a comfort level, which is nice, where it took me much longer at the hospital job to get that. So I'm very happy about that. So then December with Christmas, and I, got together with my family and got to do a few things during Christmas time, which was nice. And then kind of after everything, after the whole, it was all done, right? And everything was like pretty stable with the business, and the personal stressors that we had, that had subsided. My son up north was settled. My son Seth is settled. He's always settled. He's just kind of like, he's just like Mr. Whoop, I don't know what that was. He's like Mr. Calm, right? So everything kind of got settled. I don't know what that is. That wasn't a good sound. Something with my stool that I'm on. I'm on an old antique piano stool. I'm going to have to see what happened. I hope I didn't break it. So anyway, so everybody's lives are kind of settled. And then after all of that, and then kind of, I would say like after that happened in November, December, I just started feeling really low. And you kind of get that winter depression. I think it was just that I had time to breathe and think a minute, and just thought, kind of step back and realize that my passion and something I really, really love was, my YouTube channel and you guys and all that. And it was like there was like a hole missing in my heart, for doing it, because I really, and I love it because, and I don't do YouTube and all this type of, and I got my Facebook and my Instagram I do it because it's a hobby and I love doing it, and I love the connections that I make with all of you guys and people in the YouTube and vintage community, and it's a love of mine to do that. Like, I said, it was nice, excuse me, because I'm talking so much. I miss that. It was my hobby. It was my passion. This is my getaway. So I really missed that. And I thought, God, I kind of stepped back and evaluate, and I said, God, why am I feeling so down and so low? I have calm in my life. I'm settled into everything, and I feel great, and my health is good, and all that type of stuff. And that this was missing. This passion, this love that I started a few years back, I'm missing this. And like I said, I do it because I love doing this.